Hey everyone, welcome back. I want to tell you about the Monday morning I had a panic attack in front of my entire team and how it forced me to confront the toxic relationship I had with work. I was terrified of failing, terrified of being fired, terrified of disappointing people. So I worked 70-hour weeks, checked emails at midnight, and sacrificed my health, relationships, and sanity trying to control outcomes I couldn't control, until my body gave out during a presentation, and I realized this isn't sustainable. This is about workplace anxiety that steals your peace, about the fear of failure that drives you to exhaustion, and how one verse taught me that God never intended work to consume my life. I loved my job, marketing director at a tech startup, fast-paced, high stakes, room for advancement, but the pressure was crushing. Every project felt like a test I could fail. Every meeting felt like a performance review. I woke up at 5 a.m. checking Slack, worked through lunch, stayed until 8 p.m., brought my laptop home, worked weekends, just until this project is done, I'd tell myself. But there was always another project. My wife asked why I was always on my phone. I have to stay on top of things, I'd snap. You don't understand the pressure I'm under. My friends stopped inviting me out. You're always working, they said. They were right. I couldn't relax, couldn't enjoy vacations, couldn't be present because my mind was always catastrophizing. What if this campaign fails? What if my boss is disappointed? What if I get fired? The anxiety was constant. Then came the presentation. Monday morning, conference room, presenting quarterly results to leadership. I'd prepared obsessively, rehearsed 50 times, anticipated every question. But 5 minutes in, my heart started racing. I lost my train of thought, couldn't remember the next slide. My vision blurred. "Are you okay?" someone asked. I tried to respond, couldn't breathe. The room spun. Someone helped me sit down, got me water. I sat there gasping, humiliated, while my team stared. That night, lying in bed, I finally admitted the truth. I was burnt out, anxious, exhausted. My relationship with work had become toxic. I turned my job into my identity, my worth, my source of security, and I was working myself to death trying to control outcomes I had no power over. I opened my Bible, desperate, and found Matthew 6:34. "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Jesus doesn't say work harder to prevent bad outcomes. He says don't worry about tomorrow. Not because tomorrow doesn't matter, but because worrying about it doesn't help. I was spending today anxious about things that might happen tomorrow, catastrophizing about failures that hadn't occurred, exhausting myself trying to control a future I couldn't predict. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Jesus acknowledges that every day has challenges, but he's saying deal with today's challenges today. Don't add tomorrow's imaginary problems to today's real ones. I was carrying the weight of next week's deadlines, next month's reviews, next quarter's targets, all at once. No wonder I was breaking. God never designed us to bear that load. Earlier in Matthew 6, Jesus says, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" He's not saying don't work. He's saying don't let work anxiety consume you. I had to learn the difference between diligence and anxiety, between working hard and working anxiously. I started setting boundaries, not because I cared less about work, but because I cared more about obedience. No emails after 7 p.m., Sundays off. Vacation meant actual vacation, no laptop. At first, my anxiety screamed, "You'll fall behind, you'll miss something important, you'll get fired." But I didn't. Nothing catastrophic happened. I started praying before work. "God, I'll do my best today, but outcomes are yours. I can't control whether this succeeds or fails. Help me trust you with tomorrow." When anxiety hit during the day, I'd pause and ask, is this today's problem or tomorrow's worry? If it was today's problem, I dealt with it. If it was tomorrow's worry, I released it. Slowly, the knot in my stomach loosened. I became more productive, not less, because I wasn't wasting energy on anxiety. My relationships improved. Work stopped being my identity. It became what I do, not who I am. Matthew 6:34 freed me from the impossible burden of controlling outcomes I can't control. God's given me today, today's tasks, today's strength, today's grace. Tomorrow will have its own provision when it arrives. If workplace anxiety is consuming you, if you're exhausted from trying to control outcomes you can't predict, hear this. God never asked you to carry tomorrow's burdens today. Do today's work with excellence, then release tomorrow to God. Set boundaries, rest. Trust that God's provision will meet tomorrow when tomorrow comes.
Thanks for watching. Here are today's reflection questions.
What's one boundary you could set this week to protect your peace from work anxiety? Are you carrying today's responsibilities or tomorrow's imaginary worries right now? Drop your thoughts about the story in the comments below. Your experience might encourage someone else facing the same choice. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more honest conversations about faith and anxiety.